I just turned on the recording.
Okay. Yep, I see it. Okay, George, do you see anything with the, as the host with the streaming? Because it says there are 2 waiting, but I have no control.
I have no control over the streaming. That's Harold's.
Harold's not here.
He might be controlling it from home.
Well, no, he's not on the screen. He's not
I
in the
know.
session.
We're talking about the YouTube,
Oh, okay.
and that
How do people find the YouTube? Because
it's on
I
the
only
bikes.
got the,
It's on the
On
bikes.
okay,
There's
no,
a
not the bites, it's on the website.
on the website.
okay. I just got the link about an hour ago, well, a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
So I was wondering when we'd get, because I tried another link that I thought was right and it didn't work. So I was getting concerned about that.
I don't see it on YouTube.
Hey, Dick,
Do you know, Dick,
you look like you're out in the desert.
it says there are 2 people waiting on the streaming to get to connect,
Yep, it does.
but I don't know how to open it up. And Harold's not
All
on.
you have to do is click and invite or admit.
Not on the streaming.
Not on the streaming.
Oh. Hmm.
I'll keep pushing buttons here and see if I can figure it out.
I thought for YouTube, all you'd need to do would be to start the recording and it would immediately let them in.
So do
Yeah,
Let me try
record.
YouTube.
but it's not. It's saying it started at 5 and there are 2 waiting.
And it says it's live.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Mary, if you go to,
CCCCG?
Go to
yeah,
the bites.
or
Go to
go,
Byte first,
go
okay.
to the website. It's the first thing on the CCCGC website.
Okay. I don't see it.
It's the very first thing, upper
On the
left-hand
front page of the
corner.
website.
Okay, I'm on my phone looking at it.
CCCGC.info,
I've got it. I'm on the web page.
and don't click any of the links at the top. It's the very first things under the reminder of the meeting.
I have Zoom meeting scheduled, live here. Okay, press on here.
Yeah, live.
Okay,
See what you get.
and I get,
Now it says I have 3 waiting.
Right.
it shows
Yeah.
it looks like a TV screen with a zigzag through it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all 3 of us have the same thing.
I don't know how to let them in.
Are they
Oh, it's-
on under participants?
Okay,
On
wait a minute.
our
It says,
Zoom.
welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your, okay, learn more. Okay, I don't care about that.
It says waiting for Charlotte County Computer Group and the Zoom meeting, 3 waiting, scheduled for today.
Yep. And it looks like chat's available, so,
On the Zoom?
yeah, it says chat publicly as my pseudonym that I use for any
Oh, yeah, I see it
online
over
stuff.
here.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Only it
4
doesn't,
now.
it doesn't allow me to enter anything.
No.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
And Harold set this up, so
You want me to call Harold? Let me call Harold.
You guys see my chat that I just posted?
Uh,
yes.
no.
And if I click the three dots at the top, it says participants, but I only see, it says 3 waiting, but I see Dick and me
Yeah, that's all I see too.
and the
And
computer group.
there are 4 listed as chat, and all I get is this little zigzag in front of a TV screen.
Yep.
Let me go back. Let me go call Harold.
Okay. Hello, pop-up chat. Oh. Wait, I did it, I think. Oh, maybe not. Verify your account. iPhone lets you. Oh, hang on. Okay, let me try something here.
Harold, hi, this is Mary Fleener. We're on, we're on Zoom.
Oh, I wonder if it got activated.
Yeah, hang on. I found something that said go live, and I told it to text me. Okay, I got a number. Hang on. All right, let's see if that did anything.
Hey, Grover, how are you doing?
Hey, Grover.
I'm doing good.
Oh, well, we
Uh,
can hear you good.
We can't get into the YouTube version. Nobody's nobody's going in.
I got
And,
it up and 3 people is waiting for it to open up.
right,
Yeah, we
and
don't know how to open it up.
nobody knows how to open it up.
No, don't feel by yourself. Until Harold gets on, nobody will.
Was he going to start that at 5 or was he going to start it later?
At 5.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to leave you guys for a little bit. I gotta go take care of dinner for the family.
Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy.
So far, we're not doing much.
Well, Barb, Rich, Monty, Jeanette, you have any questions? Got to hold your space bar down for us to hear you.
I'm ready to learn more about Zoom.
Good. Came to the right place.
Thank you.
Any specific questions on Zoom?
Space bar.
Oh, but Rosemary is my mentor. She's sending me the website and I got it from you too, Dick. Thank you. I just need the beginning learning about it. How do you set up one of the sessions?
Unless you're hosting, you really don't need to set up a session. The only time you need to do that is if you're doing the hosting. Otherwise, all you need is the link to the Zoom meeting, and just sit back and participate.
Are you interested in starting a Zoom meeting?
Interested in what?
Starting a Zoom meeting or?
No, thank you. I'm just trying to learn how to join in.
Oh, okay.
Well, you joined here,
Doing
so
it.
you've got that much down. Hold your space bar down to talk.
Yes, yes. I have a question about, it's probably not about Zoom, but I've recently switched my internet and TV system from CenturyLink to Spectrum. And they've moved the router, and I am not getting the fast speed on my computer that they promised me I would get. Now the router is in yonder in the living room with my TV, and the router used to be in here in my office with the computer. So Rosemary is very savvy. She mentioned something about another cable to connect to the router that's in the living room to whatever I have here in the office with the computer.
Are you talking about Ethernet cable, Rose?
Yes, that was mentioned. Yes, yes, ma'am.
And how far apart are these two rooms?
Well, from the living room down the hall, past the bathroom to another.
Okay, so if
away.
in order to hardwire that, you would have to run a very long cable through your walls and ceiling. Another way to do that would be to get a power line adapter and put that into the remote location, your office in this case, and then it connects through the wiring in your house to the other room to give you a much better signal.
Thank you. Should Spectrum come do that?
You can do it yourself. It's not a difficult thing to do. You plug it in the wall, you push a button, and it sets itself up. I can send you a link to what I bought on Amazon that would solve your situation.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that, Mary. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I was very disappointed. They have told me my cable was cut, so they have put a new cable in outside, and there's a red cable wire running all the way around my house until they can get out here and bury that. So to change systems has been a big headache, and I've been dealing with it for over a week. So
Well, just don't let your lawn guy come in and cut the cable.
yeah, I know. That's true. Yeah, I know. I never dreamed it'd be so much. Thank you. Okay, you say Spectrum. Okay, you're going to send me a link to that. So Spectrum doesn't need to get involved in this.
No, they don't. All you need to do is you'll take a short Ethernet cable from your router box that you have now, plug it into this thing that goes in the wall in the room with the a router, which would be your living room.
Yes.
And then you have a companion piece that just plugs right into the wall in your office or any other room in the house. And you push a button and you pair the two of them up and you're all set. It's really easy and simple. And if
How much?
you can't,
Good.
if you can't get it done by yourself, I'm sure one of us here in the club can help you out.
Thank you. I was hoping that my Wi-Fi would pick up and do all that. Even to get on the computer for this class, it was very, very slow.
Well, that might be because of the distance of your new router and where you're sitting. It might be a weak signal. This would give you a strong signal, as strong as if you were in beside your router in the living room.
Very good.
I've done this for locations that were remote and just outside the distance of the Wi-Fi signal, and it works
Mary, do you have a
beautifully.
price on how much that would run?
I'm going, let me look it up. Let me look up what I ordered. And what you do is you buy the kit first. It's a kit with the master unit and then an auxiliary unit. And then you can add additional ones throughout your house. And let me look at my orders.
Thank you, Mary.
I bought this several years ago, so let me see if I can find it.
But you can buy a Wi-Fi extender for about $30,
Yes.
and it'll have a Ethernet connector on it as well. And you can plug that right in if you don't have Wi-Fi.
Okay, would that be less or more complicated than what Mary's talking about?
About the same. They're both pretty simple.
I got the meeting up
Oh, good.
over on the
On the YouTube?
YouTube.
How'd you do it?
When you roll up, when you get to YouTube pulled up, roll it up, you're going to see a C for the Charlotte County Computer Group. Click on that, and it'll load it up from there.
Nope.
Oh, click the C.
Did I explain myself? Or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back to fixing supper.
Dick, I got here after a bunch of error messages, so I don't know how I got here. What's for dinner?
You did good, Gary.
What's for dinner?
I had fish and chips.
I haven't had any dinner yet,
Oh,
or lunch or breakfast either, so
gotta take time to eat something, Mary.
I know, I'm starting to feel it too. Okay.
Which one of us looks underfed and starving?
Not me.
I don't see any of us.
No.
No, I am not getting on the streaming site. It still says waiting.
Okay, while that's waiting, I just want to verify. Mary, you say you have my email address. You're gonna send me.
No, I don't have your email address. What I'll do is I'll post it in the chat session. And what I'm finding is that there's several of, well, there's one here for $49. It says it's a gigabit adapter, which is much faster than the one that I bought. The one that oh, wait a minute, here's the one I think I bought. And it's only $38. So you're looking less than $50 or around 50. Some of them are as much as $80, but you can get, I bought a TP-Link. It's an excellent manufacturer. Here's one that says Amazon's Choice. And unless you have a gigabit, oh, here you go. This is the one I purchased back in February of 2016.
Oh, you've had
It
it
has
for 4
almost,
years.
it has almost 15,000 reviews. And so this is called a wired starter kit. And
Wired starter.
let me view the product and get the details here. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take a snapshot of this, and I will go up here. I think it was a little more than $40 when I bought it, but it's right now it's $40, $39.99. Oh, here you go. Here's a share. So I'm going to share that. Let's see. All I want to do is copy the link. Let's see. Well, I'll copy it to my email and then I'll get the link from there.
Someone in Spectrum told me I could get something $10 or less. That's why I was asking your price. But this, yeah,
I don't know.
but this would avoid having to run wires all over my house down the hall.
Right,
I don't want to do
right.
that.
I don't
And-
understand
Oh,
why.
yeah, you don't need to do that. And what Dick was recommending, it would be very similar.
But why can't you connect now, Monty? How are you connected now?
Well, like I said, the router used to be in here with my computer in the office when I was with CenturyLink. Now I'm recently switching over to Spectrum. And the guy that installed the Spectrum equipment put the router in yonder in the living room with my TV and hooked all that up. So it's quite a distance here in the office from where the router is.
But you're in the office now.
Yes, sir.
So what's the problem? You're already connected.
It's just very, very, very slow. I was hoping to get faster. Spectrum promised me faster speed.
Well,
What
that might not be your
Mary's
problem.
talking about, or what I talked about, isn't going to improve your speed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was, okay, yeah. What were you
If you're connected with whatever speed's available.
It may
Okay,
improve the strength, but it won't improve the speed. What you might want to do is after you get off tonight, do a speed test on your computer and see what you're actually getting as compared to what you're promised.
Good. That's a good idea. Do the speed test on the computer when we finish this.
Yeah, right.
Thank you
You
so
know how to
much.
do that?
I go into settings, right?
Well, you can just go on the internet and type in speed test. And there's a site called Speed Test, and you can you can check it that way. That's very easy to do.
It's speedtest.net.
Good. Speedtest.net.
Net.
Thank you. All right. You see, I'm still learning all this fancy stuff.
I'll put that in the chat window.
Not in Google. Can I put that in Google?
Oh,
Speed-
yeah, it would be Google, but it would be whatever browser you're using, and look it up on Google's your search engine.
Right. So speedtest.net. I will try that. Thank you both very much.
I just put it in the chat window so you can see how it's all spelled.
Chat window. Okay.
See down at the bottom, you've got a little thing that says chat.
What's the icon for that?
Move your mouse down on the Zoom screen and you'll have a toolbar along the bottom. And in the middle, it says chat.
And there's a little red one in the top of that, and it looks like a little comment box.
I don't see it, but I will look. I will look later. I know if
Can
That
you
one now,
see your bottom row
Think of a
there?
bubble.
Yeah. It's
Come-
right in the middle of the bottom line.
I have mute, I have stop video, I have participants, I have share screen, I have temporary.
Oh, no. Just before share screen, there's an icon that says chat, and there's a 1 in red beside it. You see that? That's what you want to click on.
I don't have that, Mary.
Really?
No, I don't have that on here. Host disable participant screen sharing. I don't want to disable. Yeah, I don't have that. But can I go in and just put speedtest.net in my Google?
Yes. Yes.
I'll do it that way. And you say,
If you're not seeing chat, try holding the alternate key down and tapping the letter H. That turns the chat window on and off.
Okay.
okay. Say that again, please, Dick.
Hold the alternate key down.
Alternate key, which is the CTRL.
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
the
the
ALT.
The alternate key is ALT.
I got it. Okay, hold that down and
Hold that down, tap the letter H. And the chat window should have popped up on the right side.
Hold your space bar down to talk. or unmute yourself.
Can't hear you.
Hold your space bar down to talk. If that doesn't work, then go over to the mute and click on it and unmute yourself.
Temporary unmuted. Can you hear me
There-
now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
But that, I don't see the mute. Let me see the other mute.
No,
thing.
no. You are unmuted now. You're good.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So
But I
Alt
never saw-
H, did you get chat?
No, I never saw the chat. I'll just put it in Google if that's okay.
It should come up on the side and it'll say participants. Well, no, it doesn't say participants. Let's see.
Speedtest.net came up.
There you go.
Okay, Richard Evans to everyone, speed
That's
test.
the chat.
That's the chat.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's the chat. So that's where, yeah, okay. So that's where I'll put in, yeah, okay. To everyone, all right, type it. I don't see the icon to, all I'm doing is holding down the space bar. So if
Yeah.
I let that go, how do I get the other icons on here? Hit that.
Okay, what you want to do is take your mouse and scroll down to the bottom of your Zoom window.
Scroll
And now
down.
you should have all your icons. Sometimes they'll disappear when you move your mouse away from it.
Okay, well, the mouse is on my laptop. That's what I'm trying to, however, I do have another mouse over here. Let me plug it up. Okay, move the mouse on, okay,
Just move it so that your
Yeah.
cursor is down in the bottom section of that Zoom window. And all
yeah.
your icons will appear.
Good,
You
I've got
should, you talked about which icons you could see before, so we know you can get there. But
Right.
they'll disappear after a few seconds if you don't,
Just-
if you haven't moved your mouse down there.
Okay, all righty, yeah, I see them. Thank you. Mute, yes, okay. Mute my audience, yeah. All right, now, my mute. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I've got the mute. Yeah, very good.
I still have, waiting for Charlotte County Computer Club up on, Zoom, on, YouTube.
Yeah, me too. Somehow I
So-
don't think it's set for live streaming. I think it's set to when we finish doing the
It's-
streaming.
I-
On-
And
yeah,
you and
right now
you and
it's
I
set-
may be the only two attached here because there are only two of us
Yep.
it's set
sitting
for-
here now.
I'm in there too. It's set for taping, I think. And
Oh,
without
okay.
Harold,
So
Because I
it'll
keep-
be a,
because I just tried to click go live and it told me now that it verified my account, we had to wait for 90 minutes. Well,
whoa.
we'll
Why?
see.
Well, maybe that's because it was set up to start at 7 instead of
No, it was-
5.
No, it was set to start at 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
because 90 minutes
anyway.
from now will be 7 o'clock.
Anyway.
Hey, Linda.
Where's Linda?
Oh,
We can't, oops. we
Linda,
can't
you
hear
gotta
Hold
unmute
down
yourself.
Hold down your space bar or unmute yourself.
Hey, Linda.
Nope, she's talking.
Linda, we can't hear you.
she's on the phone.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
Oh,
oops. I just saw her mouth moving. I couldn't see that she was on the phone.
Sorry.
Okay, we have a few other people sitting here too. George, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about tonight? We can't hear you, George.
George, unmute yourself. Okay, George, now talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
George, that was the first thing we heard from you.
Oh, okay. It's not going to be the last. Uh,
Come on, George.
what I was going to talk about if not everybody knows everything about how to do bookmarks. Bookmarks are over here in the top right. You just click on it, and anything that you bookmark, it's easy to find, and you're able to manage your bookmarks. You can set up folders just like you would with a file. Set up folders, and when you add a bookmark, you can add a bookmark by clicking the top here, or go to Control D, and it'll ask you where it wants you to save it. So you just pick the folder and it'll pick it right in there.
You can also click on the little star beside the address bar to save it as a bookmark. I see Linda's phone now. I didn't see it before.
Jesus.
And then I'm going to show you a lot of people have a lot of problems with updating their Malwarebytes, and all the other programs. I'll show you a little trick how to do it nice and easily. You basically go into your Ninite. You can go into your Malwarebytes and Super Anti-Spyware here. And as a matter of fact, you can go into all of these that you use normally. Click on to get your Ninite. It'll run it. And it's finished. Then if you go into your downloads, click on the download. You'll see the little Ninite icon. Click that, copy it.
You're copying a lot of images and things too. Was
No,
that your
oh.
intent?
Just the one.
Yeah, but you had about 6 things clicked.
Whoops. Just this one here. Copy it. Go back to your desktop. Paste it on there. And you will get that little symbol on it. And every time you want to update your Malwarebytes and Super Anti-Spyware, just click this and it'll automatically do it within 2 minutes. Just click it like that, and as you can see, it's already done. That makes it a lot easier. And you can do it with all the programs that you have on Ninite. You can put your Zoom on there and it'll automatically do the Zoom also. And if you're in a regular schedule to update all your programs, you can do it all of them at once with one little click. Any questions on that?
What's everybody been doing to keep themselves busy during the quarantine?
Cleaning out old files, trying to read some. I look around, there's always plenty to do inside, you know?
Yep.
There always is, but I'm not doing it. I have all this time and just can't get motivated to do anything.
Has anybody been brave enough to start going to restaurants?
Oh yeah, we've been going to restaurants for quite a while.
Oh,
2 or 3 times a week, probably.
I met my 16-year-old grandson at a pizza place last night, and we had a good meal, and most everybody in the restaurant was wearing masks, but it was great to get out.
So where'd you go for pizza?
It's called LEDO, Lita's Pizza Place. Here I'm between Winston-Salem and Greensboro, North Carolina, so I'm way up.
Okay, I was thinking local.
Where are you, Mary?
Punta Gorda.
Punta Gorda. Okay, yes. I just got a text from Rosemary, said she would see us at 6 o'clock tonight. I said, great.
oh, good.
Good.
Just out of curiosity, how many people here are out of town?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
Where are you?
Well, I'm stuck here in Port Charlotte.
Oh, poor thing. Just count your blessings, George.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, George, count your blessings.
Hey,
Well,
Linda.
we've been real lucky with the tornadoes this year. We
Hurricanes.
had some harsh rains, but that's about it.
Well, it's
I'll
beautiful.
take the rain anyway, any
Yep.
day over the hurricane.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful up here, about 72, 73 degrees, very sunny. Yesterday, I worked out in my yard trimming bushes, but today I haven't gotten out there again.
Are you concerned with Gamma coming?
That's a storm. Tell me the name of it.
It probably won't hit you till about Tuesday or Wednesday.
And what's the name of it?
I believe it's
No.
Gamma.
No, Delta.
Oh, Delta.
Yeah.
Gamma's going to
All those
Mexico.
college things get me confused.
Yeah, Gamma's going to Mexico. Delta's, at least as of right now, they say is going north.
As
Gonna
long as
hit
it doesn't hit us,
Louisiana
I don't
again.
care.
So you say Delta is headed to the Carolinas?
Well, no, I headed to Louisiana first.
Oh, not again.
Yep,
Oh, that's
it's
so
dead
sad.
set for New Orleans.
They're getting really hammered.
Oh, yeah.
That's so sad. They're still recuperating from the other storms and hurricanes, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Years.
Oh, goodness.
You live there, you get a new house every other year.
Since this is a computer group, has anybody had trouble downloading the new or uploading the new Windows 10 version? Or are you even aware that it's out there?
The 2009?
Yeah, I think that's what they've got it labeled as.
Yeah, I haven't received anything yet. At least I don't think so. Let me check my status here.
Or maybe it's out for the beta people, but they've said that it's out there. Looks like Harold's coming. Yep, here comes Harold.
And a few more.
Oops. I just broke my pen.
Harold, good to see you.
Are most of you part of Dick's classes?
I am.
Yeah. Okay, so you know
Yes.
everything now, right?
Oh, no, I'm still a beginner. That's why I'm in the beginner's class.
Dick's doing a great job.
Dick is a great teacher.
Good.
Yeah, 2009 has not been released publicly yet, Rose.
Oh, okay. But it's coming.
Yep.
Supposed to be later this month or even into November.
Is it okay to upload the 2004?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's okay to download 2004, allow it to update, but we would suggest you make a backup first.
And second and third.
Yes.
We suggest before you start doing a lot of downloadings, make a copy first so you know what you have. After you download and everything looks like it's going pretty well, wait a few days and then do another download. That's in case you have any other problems, you'll be
Another
able to go
download,
back
George,
and
or another
forth.
backup?
Yep,
You mean another backup, don't
another
you?
backup, yes.
And the backup that you created before you did the update won't be any good for you anymore. Because it'll have the old operating system on it.
Right, but if you have problem with the new one, you could always go back to the old one and then try updating it after they fix all the little errors with it.
Do we have enough time for that?
Is that
Oh,
good
yeah.
for what, 10 days?
Oh, okay.
And when you update, it'll update probably, worst case scenario, an hour and a half. So
It
you
really depends on the speed of your computer
yeah,
and how much information you have on your computer.
Harold, you're disappearing into your background.
You just turned white. Really white.
I wouldn't make any comments with that.
Oh, he did disappear. His head's gone. We can see your shirt and nothing else.
never looked better. Oh, there you go.
He's back. Now you're green. Yeah, you've disappeared.
He's using the backgrounds that are in the Zoom.
Okay, who is W8LXMK?
A patriotic individual.
Yeah,
Yeah, appears.
we need a member name if you want to be in the raffle.
Which means you have to right click on your picture and rename.
He may be offline right now.
Maybe he went to.
Ah, we see his head now.
Oh, there he is.
Charlie,
Charlie who?
Hey, Charlie, rename yourself. Hey, I like that Zoom. That's great. We like your friend too.
Yeah, I like Uncle Sam smiling there.
Dick, I'm off to dinner. We've learned more and more tricks how to use that chat. and how to make personal comments to and from each other. Some
Oh,
more
good.
complimentary than others.
And you can turn chat on and off by doing an alternate H.
Thank you. Here's just an aside. As you know, the taskbar at the bottom of the window goes away. If you have, when people lose it, just make little circles at the bottom of your screen till it comes back.
Yep.
You can also go to your profile and set it so that it never goes away.
Oh, more hidden features.
Yep, that's what I did. Mine doesn't go away.
Well, what do I have to do to enter your multi-million-dollar lottery?
Who's doing that?
Find some money. Only way you'll get $1 million is contribute to it. I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Well, what did I miss here?
Oh, Charlie, we talked about you. Oh, gotta push the space bar, Charlie, to hear you.
If you,
There we go. Yeah, I got it now.
That's
Dick was
great.
saying, Dick was saying to go to the, to always have your icons on. If you go to your settings under general, you can you can click on always show meeting controls. That way they'll always be present on the bottom. They won't go away.
Yeah, I'm just getting used to what's going on here. So this gives me some of the stuff.
Oh,
And Charlie, if you can click on the 3 dots by your name and rename yourself and put your last name down so that when we do the raffles, you'll have the full name, or else 12 people are going to say they're Charlie.
there's also a Barb and a Jeanette. I have no idea.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, I'm just trying to get used to all these different things you got to do on here. So it'll take time.
And Barb is back. And if you can click on the 3 dots in your little box on the upper left-hand corner and rename yourself with your last name so everyone knows exactly who you are.
And into new screen, Jeanette.
I get a black screen with Jeanette in the middle.
Jeanette's shy and she doesn't want to show a picture. Thanks, Barb.
But it looks like she's connected via phone, so she won't have a picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe not.
I would assume that if she was connected via a smartphone, that it wouldn't show the telephone icon.
Oh,
Oh, well, she has it turned off, but she can click on the little phone icon and she should be able to talk. We just won't be able to see her.
Are there any burning questions out there regarding computers or programs or? Oh, there's Rosemary. Guess not. Everybody's smart.
No, I'm not quite there yet being smart.
Well, you got this far.
Yeah, I still have found out to know which meeting spot there to put in. And I got them marked here, but I didn't recognize them when I was trying to get on there a little while ago. And I don't know if I wrote it down wrong or what, but seems like always one little thing or another I've got to deal with and never get them right.
Right.
You know, right now the club has what, 3 different meeting location.
What was that, Charlie?
Does the club have what, 3 different Zoom meeting location?
Not quite sure what the question.
Well, we're doing a regular Zoom and we're also doing a YouTube. So we have two basic locations.
Yeah,
All
probably.
three,
I might be referring to the meeting ID.
all 3 meetings will be using the same ID. So once you click in one, you're in for all the other sessions.
Okay, so I only need one meeting ID altogether.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, we got lots of people coming in now.
Yep.
Okay. And it is 1 minute to 6, so the beginners have begun. And it looks like it's almost time for the next set. And where did Dick go? Guess he changed his mind.
Does my friend have to leave, you mean?
Say that again?
Does my friend here have to leave?
No, no. Everybody can stay. I just I'm not seeing Dick.
It looked like he was in the desert.
Yeah, oh, maybe that's it. He needed some water.
Probably.
Okay. George, do you know where Dick went?
No, I don't. Mary?
Because it's his, or is Mary doing
Mary,
this?
are you taking over at 6?
Oh, looks like Mary left too.
Oh, okay. Good, let's all talk about both of them.
Rose, it looks like it's up to you.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to do two other things here besides.
Rose, you gotta quit losing these people for us.
Well, I don't know where they went. Oh, there, Mary's back.
I'll be giving a presentation at 7 o'clock hour, so
Oh,
I'm
at
gonna-
7.
I'm gonna
Okay.
sit back for a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then we need, what did you do with Dick?
Maybe he fell in the desert.
Wonder
He's
if he
off
had a-
entirely. Where'd he go?
Wonder if he had a Florida power surge.
Could be.
Where's Harold? He's gone too.
I think Harold is bouncing back and forth between YouTube and here.
Maybe that's what Dick's doing.
Maybe. Since we have a lot of new people in, is there any questions that anyone has?
Did anybody get YouTube up besides me?
I have no idea how you did it.
If you got YouTube up, you're the only one that did.
Yeah.
That's just playing back there behind me.
But is it showing this? Is it showing us?
Yes,
Really?
Okay, let me try again.
It's not showing last month's meeting?
what you do is you go to the YouTube site.
Yeah, I did that.
Inside below where it shows the pictures, there's a C for Charlotte
Yes.
County Computer Group. If you click on that, you've got one more step and it tells you what to do to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, go through that procedure again. I have my phone up.
And I only get the September meeting. I don't get today.
Well, mine says October 6th, but it's not coming up.
No, me neither.
CCC.info to pull it up and to pull it up off the bytes. It's right on top of the bytes.
I'm sorry, what?
Say that again, Grover.
CCCGC.info, pull up the bytes. The very top
Oh,
thing on it
Yes.
is where you go to get to this YouTube.
right,
Yes.
it says click here. I clicked on here and it took me to a site that says waiting for Charlotte County Computer Club, October 6, 2020, 5 p.m.
Grover, did you click on the Zoom meeting or did you click on the live on YouTube here?
I clicked on the, I lost it. Very top one, what is that? YouTube. And then it came up. When it finally came up to where it showed all of the pictures, that there wasn't anything going on. There's a C down on the left-hand side with Charlotte County Computer Group. If you click on that, then it's going to give you the dates. And if you click onto live, it will take you to it.
That's not what I see on my phone.
And that's not what I'm seeing on my computer. You must have the power there, dear.
Dick survived the desert.
It's got a place for the 26th meeting. And then it also has one that says live. That's the one I had to click on.
That's what I clicked on also, and it said live, and then here was the link, and I got to a screen that just has like a grayed out TV with looks like a
With the
electrical
Zoom-
spark in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Dick Grover says that he got on to the YouTube live stream. Did you ever get on?
Oh, Dick's back.
I'm
I
gonna
think
go
so.
kill the YouTube. It's interfering.
I don't think Dick has any sound.
He's not listening.
Oh, can't hear you, Dick.
I don't think he's listening.
Yeah, I have no idea how Grover did it. Mine's not coming up either. Anyway, we are now into the 6 o'clock hour,
Yes,
And
can
that's-
everybody hear me?
and that's
Now we
how
can,
we
yes.
can.
Okay.
Now we can.
I had to switch computers. My other computer died.
Oh,
We thought you had a Florida power surge.
Yeah, I did. My computer went bleh. So now I'm back on. I'm back on my a different computer.
looks the same to me.
Grover
Looks the
said that
same,
he
but
got.
the background doesn't look the same.
No,
No, you got out of the desert. Dick
got out of
Grover
the
said that
desert,
he
that's
got
right.
onto the YouTube stream, but none of the rest of us can.
Who got on the YouTube stream?
Grover.
Grover did,
Huh?
but no one else seems to be able to.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me try it again.
must be presidential powers.
Must be.
I've been trying for an hour. And nothing.
Nope. Still says 2 waiting.
Yeah. That's you and me right now.
Me too.
Oh, it should be 3.
What I did was, is I got to that point, and if you roll it up just a little bit, there's a C over your left-hand side. If you
Yes.
click on that, it'll take you to Charlotte County Computer Group. It'll give you a couple of 3 other ones, September the 1st, the 6th, and then if you click on the one that says live, it'll bring in the one.
Yeah.
that
See,
was
I
out.
don't have any that says live.
I don't either.
Mine
Me
did.
either. I just have it. It says October 6th.
Yep.
Grover has a
Interesting.
magic computer.
Anyway, Dick, you're up.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Is there anything anybody would like to talk about? This is the open forum portion of our meeting. Don't everybody rush at once.
We've been non-rushing for an hour.
Yes.
Say, when I
I would-
was,
Who we got? We got Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
yeah, I was running in Glary, and it was bringing up an update that I needed to do on SAS. And when I did the update from the club info, it said it was up to date. And club info was a higher version than what it reported not being high enough.
Okay.
But it keeps saying that I don't have a high enough version of SAS. And in fact, the club version is newer than the one it's reporting it's not new enough on Glary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got the current version, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well, Dick, sing or something. It's so quiet here.
I don't know. Do we really want that?
Penny?
I would like for you to go over Bitwarden for me again.
Say again.
Bitwarden. Bitwarden. I downloaded the
Bitwarden? I don't know what that is.
wait just a minute.
That was an APCUG meeting this past week.
Oh, okay, because I've
It's
never
a
heard of that.
password.
Yeah.
That's what, something to keep track of your passwords for you?
Password organizer.
It's a password manager.
Okay. My password manager is an Excel file.
What do you think of Dashlane?
I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
What is, anybody tell me what Dashlink is?
Dashlane is another
Password
manager. So is RoboForm and LastPass.
Okay. Personally, I think if you use the unique way to establish your passwords that Harold first brought up and that I've been using for quite a while now, you can't forget your passwords. But I do keep track of them some people keep track of them in a little notebook. I like to keep track of them in the computer, in a Word file or an Excel file or a Google Docs file. And you can password protect that.
How do you protect it if you have it on an Excel spreadsheet?
When you go to save the Excel spreadsheet, and I can't demo that right now because the computer I'm on doesn't have Excel, okay? But when you go to save the file, there's a button on the bottom down near the bottom on that screen that you can go in and cause it to be password protected. I think I've got something about that up on my Dave's computer links. Let's take a quick look. Can I share the screen?
You should be able to.
Okay. Let me show you something else. First, let me see if I can see everybody. There you all are. Okay, I'm going to go to, I'll show you a couple of other things. I'm going to go to rwevans.com. That is my computer website. Everybody see that all right?
Yep.
Okay. Over on the left, let's just take a look at some things that are on here. Getting on Zoom, some articles I wrote on getting on Zoom. This is the computer training blog, and I'll click on that one for the class we do on Thursdays. This was the one from 10-1 from last Thursday. And all those are out here. So there's lots of things to go through and look at. Look at all the articles that are out there. There were 60 in 2013, 88 in 2014, and so forth. Okay? Now, back on this screen, right over here, it says Dick's articles on Dave's computer tips. And there's a lot of articles out here. These are just the ones I've written. There's ones out here from a lot of other people as well. The latest one was how to change an icon on the desktop. I think we talked about that at the last general meeting. How to use Patch My PC. And as you can see, how to password protect a Word document. There we go. So we open up that one. And when we go to, and it works the same for Excel and for PowerPoint. When you go to save the file, notice there's a little tools section down here. And you click that little down arrow next to tools when you go to save the document. And you go to general options. This opens up this little menu. You choose general, and then you can give it a password. 2 different passwords. You can give it a password to be able to open the document, and then you can give it a different password for you to be able to modify the document. In other words, somebody else can go in and look at it if you give them the password, but in order to be able to modify it, you've got to give them the modify password. And you just click OK, and now that document is encrypted. Nobody can open it unless, here it is here, you go to open that file, and you've got to enter the password in order to see it.
Thank you.
Once it's on your computer, it can be renamed and then it's open for modification, correct? It's always how it's been in the past.
Let me rephrase that. What you're saying is that if you open it for modifications and make a change and resave it?
No. What I'm saying is if the person that you're sending it to, you've given password access, saves it to their computer, then it's on and saves it under a new name, then they can modify that document.
I don't know if that's true or not.
That's the way it's always been in the past. I don't know if it's currently that way.
I have not done that. I've only password protected things from my own computer, not for sending it to somebody else. I mean, if you send it to somebody else, then they can just view it. All I've got to do is copy all the data that's on it and paste it into something else. So. Well, let's just take a look at some of the other articles that are out there. Again, there's the Evans stuff. There's another one. These are some older ones that I wrote. Here's some useful links. And they are all linkable. If you want to create a password, you could use something like this on this screen. Now I'm not sure what that just did. Oh, I don't have a program to open it with.
Did you save a password to something that you're not aware of? You'll never be able to get into that app again.
Yeah, I don't know what that app was. I haven't used it in a long time. This is a link to articles on how to run the maintenance programs, but it's pretty old. I guess I should update that. But the main thing is that if you want to be on the emails for the weekly emails I send out for the classes, you want to go to here. If you're not on the email list, click here and add yourself into the email list. Okay. Any particular questions?
George, what is this password list template?
This is a Word template for, I just sent it to everybody. It's a Word template that you can put the passwords on, and then you can save it as like Dick was saying with the password. Very easy to use.
Is this on the website too?
I believe it's on our website under programs on the right toward the bottom.
We've got Uncle Sam watching over us.
We do?
George, how do I access that template?
The what?
How do I access the template later on?
I believe you can open it now and then save it to your computer.
I don't want to change. I'm afraid I'll lose you.
Well, just hit the download down there, and it'll save it either to downloads folder or whatever your main folder is that you download documents and other things to.
I'm on a Zoom screen. I don't see download on it.
Go into the chat session and look at George's comment, and it says password list template, and it says download. Click on download, and it should download it to your computer, and you can open it later.
Yeah, I see the chat, and I don't see the download.
Click on the chat icon at the bottom of your screen. It'll open up in a window beside the Zoom screen, and under George's chat, it'll have the link.
I don't think this.
Or you can go to the website, and I believe it is on the website.
I just did it and it worked. I went into chat, saved it to the download folder on my computer. Thanks, George.
Harold, what happened to your nose?
Yeah, this Chromebook don't want to work for that.
All right. Well, let's go back to my screen again. And this time I'm just going to talk about what we've talked about before. Can everybody see that notepad file?
Yeah.
Okay, let me word wrap it and set the font at a pretty large size. Okay. This is the way that and I learned this from Harold, and I've been using and teaching this ever since. What you need is a secret word. Anybody remember Groucho Marx back in the 50s?
Oh, yes.
Remember he had his cigar and he'd talk about the secret word and this little bird would fly down?
That was a duck.
A
Is
duck,
it
that's
duck?
what it was. And if you got the secret word, you won something. I don't know, it was $50 or something. It wasn't a lot of, well, I guess it was a lot of money back then. Well, you create a secret word, one that only you're going to know. And the one that I used for my example was, let's say your secret word was Snoopy. Let's say that was your dog's name. Well, if you're going to have a password today, it needs to be 8 characters long. It usually needs to have an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and a special character. Pretty much all the sites require that now. So let's say you wanted to create a password to get into Amazon. Let's use the first letter of Amazon and we'll capitalize it. And now let's use our Snoopy. Well, we need a special character and some numbers. So I'm going to use a $ for the S and 00PY. Now I've got an uppercase. I've got a $. I've actually got my lower cases as well, but I also need an 8th character in this case. So I'm going to use the N from Amazon as my last letter, the capital A from Amazon as my first. So that's my Amazon password. Now, now I want to get into my bank. Maybe what's your bank? Maybe your bank is Bank of America. And maybe that's, is that BAC.com? I'm not sure, but let's say it is. Okay. So my secret word I'd use for that as well. I'd use a capital B, and I'm just going to do a copy paste here. Copy and paste. And my last letter would be Bank of America. That's the A. So I'd put an A there, and that would be my password for Bank of America. Maybe I wanted to get into McDonald's. McDonald's website. So what would it be? It would be capital M, my secret word, and I'm going to end it with the S for McDonald's. So that's my password for McDonald's. Unless you know my secret word, you won't know my passwords. As long as I remember my secret word, any place I want to go, if I've set it up with that password, I don't even need a list. Let's say I want to get into Comcast. So I would do C, my secret word, and a T. Does that make sense? No. Okay.
Did you mean to put 2 zeros in there for Snoopy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I had 2 O's, so why have 1 0 and 1 O? I just put it in that way. You can have it be whatever you'd like.
You get a number in there.
I need a number. I need an uppercase, a lowercase, and a special character. And you can create that secret word however you want. You can make it 12 characters long if you want. Maybe we've got, let's say, I don't know, let's grab somebody's name here. Let's take Rosemary. Let's say we're going to use Rosemary. So we got ROSEMARY, and we want that to be our secret word. So let's make that R0 $EMARY. There's my secret word. It's got upper and lower case. It's got a number. It's got a special character. So now for Amazon, it would be A. And ending in an N. That would be the secret word, and that would be the word I would use for all the passwords. Does that make sense? And then you don't have to remember them. However, there is one problem nobody's thought of yet. Does anybody have an account that every 6 months they tell you have to change your password?
I used to work for a company that had a requirement of a 27-character password with all kinds of different things. They would give you the password, and every week it would have to change, and you weren't allowed to save it anyplace. Of course, everyone did save it someplace because no one could remember it.
Okay. Well, every once
That
in a
was
while,
outrageous.
I'm sure none of us have that situation with any of the websites that we are signing on to. Most of them require at least 8.
I do have one account now that requires, I think it's either 17 or 21 characters, and they had all kinds of different rules that were just unbelievable. It took me about 20 minutes to come up with something that I thought I might be able to remember.
Well, that one you write down.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
But I've got one bank that requires about every 6 months or so that I give them a new password. So all I would do is my second password would be number 1, my next one would be 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So I do have to have a list someplace that tells me which number I'm on for that particular bank. It's actually only happens with, I believe it's only one account that I've got that I have to change the password or I can't get back in.
Bank of America was that way with me.
Yes, I don't have Bank of America anymore, but I remember that. Yes, it was for me too when I had them. Yep. But it makes it a lot easier if you don't have to come up and make up some password different for everything that you've got.
And if you happen to have a place that makes it 17 or 18 characters, you can always do that twice.
Good suggestion. Yep. So you can say for Amazon, A, secret word, N. And as far as maintaining a list of passwords, I've got a program that I use. Where did it end up? There it is. It's called Stenagos Lock Note. It looks just like Notepad with one change. You create a password and you need the password to get into it. Once you've given it the password, then you get to see everything that's in it and make changes. And once you've made one tiny change, when you save it, when you go to get out, it says, do you want to save it? You say yes, and then it's saved again with the password. And that makes it easy to keep a lockable file on your computer. So I just put in the password there. See, if I put in the wrong password, it gives me an error message, says you supplied an invalid password. So that's, and we've talked about that before. It's in a bunch of the notes. We've talked on it on a number of times. How many of you have not got Microsoft Word but would like to use it? Anybody? Nobody. Okay.
I don't have it, but I know how to use it.
Okay.
I have it, but I don't want to use it.
Okay.
I have it. I use it all the time.
have Libre and I'm used to it.
Yep, Libre is a good one. But you can go out, if you do need to use Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word, all you've got to do is go out to OneDrive, OneDrive.com, and you have to sign in with your Microsoft credentials. Let's see if I got that right. And I'll remember it on this one. So now I'm into Microsoft OneDrive, which is my cloud account up in Microsoft. And you can see I've got a bunch of folders out there. These are all the same folders that are on my computer in OneDrive. But if I want to open up Word or Excel or PowerPoint, I just simply click on the menu button up here on the left and choose what I want to run. I can get into Skype, my calendar. I can get into Outlook, OneDrive. I'm going to go to Word. And there's Microsoft Word. This was a sample document we worked on September 2nd. Remember now, Word's not on my computer at all. These are all coming from my cloud. And notice I've got home, insert, layout. It's got ribbons across the top. They're smaller ribbons than what you have on your purchased product, but they will allow you to do probably everything that you need to do. There's very little you would need to have the actual downloaded purchased product for. And you can use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint this way on your Chromebook. You can use it on your PC. You can use it on your tablet. You can use it on your cell phone. So Office is available in any of those places.
You can also get it by going to office.com and then putting in your credentials.
Mm-hmm. Let's try that one. By the way, you know, when you got, I see a lot of people do this. Let me just go over to my Google page. I want to go to office.com. I find a lot of people come down here and they'll go to office.com. No, excuse me, they'll go to Office. All right, this gives you all of the various places that you can go. And by the way, let's say this is where I want to be able to do this, but I want to be able to put an icon on my screen. All we have to do is come over here, click on the vertical ellipsis, go to Settings. Excuse me, that's not where I wanted to go. More tools and create shortcut. I've got to get back over to my screen though. I go over to here to more tools, create shortcut. This is what do you want to call it? I want to call it Office. I click create and now I'll have an icon on my desktop to open up Microsoft Office. You can't see that particular desktop right now, so let me stop that screen here and let me open up this screen share and then you'll be able to see it. So, see over here, I've got Microsoft Office right there. Now I double click that.
And
And,
nothing happens.
well, yeah, it happened on my other screen. I've got to move it over for you. And then it opens up Microsoft Office for me. And now I can go to PowerPoint, or I can go to Excel, wherever I need to go, or I can go over here to my OneDrive folder and see everything that's there. Tell you, Office.com works a lot better than OneDrive, where I had you going. So that was good. Thank you, George. So it's as simple as that. Create a new blank document. We just click that. Now we've got our blank Microsoft Word document. And, you know, it's as fast as if you had it on your computer. Matter of fact, it takes so long for Microsoft Word to open up from the hard drive. This might even be quicker.
So you go to bookmarks and tools, and then you create your shortcut, huh?
Bookmark and tools.
Settings and tools.
Settings, not bookmarks. Pull down the menu, go to settings. Hang on, let me bring Word back in again. Okay. No, more tools, not settings. More tools, create shortcut. And that'll put a shortcut on your desktop for whatever tab you have open.
You have to be in Words to do that, though, huh?
No, you have to be in, for instance, let me go to cccg.info, okay? I can put I can put a shortcut right on my screen for that by just clicking on More Tools, Create Shortcut.
I see.
Okay, I'll say Create. Let me get out of here. Now I've got an icon for cccg.info. It's kind of a terrible looking icon. So we could go out there and say Properties, change icon, and we could go someplace to find the icons. System 32. And let's say we want to make it this this little picture right here. We'll apply it. Okay, and now there's my icon for cccg.info. So I double click that.
Building your own forest.
Yep.
Will Control D do the same thing?
Control D.
If you're
off of what?
If you're on the Word,
I'm on this page here. Control D.
Control D.
No, that gives you a bookmark.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's shortcuts. Okay.
Let me see if there is a shortcut. No, it doesn't give you anything for the shortcut.
How did you change that icon again?
I right-clicked on the shortcut, went to Properties, Change Icon, and I picked one. Let's make it look like this now. And I say Apply it. Notice when I said Apply it, it changed the icon. So change icon, pick another one. We'll pick a warning symbol. Okay, apply.
That's terrific. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I find that a number of folks that I go and visit would rather have icons on their screen to go into certain websites than show them how to use the shortcut bar. By the way,
Maybe it's because they're larger icons.
Mary, what?
Maybe it's just because they're larger icons, they can see them better. You think?
That could be. Or in a lot of cases, they don't understand the concept of using tabs on the browsers either.
Well,
Now, if
that's
I
my
wanna-
husband.
Is that right? If I want to delete this, I can just click on it and hit the delete key and it goes into the recycle bin, right? If I hold the shift key down and hit the delete key, notice it says, do you want to permanently delete this? And I say yes. Now it's not in the recycle bin. I can't get it back. Same thing happens when you drag an icon. Like I'll drag that office icon up to the recycle bin. If I drop it, it's in the recycle bin. I can right click on it and say, I got to open it up first. I can say restore, and now it brings it back. But if I hold the shift key down and, whoops, don't want to do all those. I hold the shift key down. Where did I lose it now? I messed that all up. I'm going to right click on this and restore it. There we go. Okay. Let's put all these guys back where they were, right up nice and neat. And if I drag this over to the recycle bin and hold the shift key down, notice the words change from move to recycle bin to delete. And now it's deleted just like pressing the delete key. Notice my default web browser is Edge because I just installed 2004 on this. Yes, I have 2004 finally. So I'm going to go to Settings. And Apps. Default apps. And I'm going to come down to web browser and I'm going to change my default to Google Chrome. Now watch what happened to my icons. They all changed to Chrome except for the one that's Microsoft Edge. Any questions?
Would you go over that last thing again?
Which part, Penny?
How you changed your web browser, the default.
Okay, all right. I open up Settings, so I'll go to my Start button and click on the picture of the gear. And now I'm going to go over to where it says Apps, Applications. And then we're going to go to Default Apps. Default app means if you double click on a file, what's automatically going to open it up? So as far as the web browser is concerned, I want it to be Internet Explorer, let's say. Now notice these two are Internet Explorer instead of Chrome. So I'll go back through that again. We'll go to Settings, Apps, Default Apps. Now we'll come back to here, Internet Explorer, and I'll say, no, I want it to be Google Chrome. You don't have to click OK or yes or anything else. And you don't want to click reset because that just turns it back to Microsoft's recommended default. So now we're back to being Google.
Your Google Chrome at the bottom did not change.
No, because it was already Google Chrome. And that's opening up Google Chrome. So it won't change the icon for programs. Notice the icon for Microsoft Edge never changed also. Because that's opening up Microsoft Edge, and this is opening up Google Chrome.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is there a browser you like better than another?
Well, right now I've been using Chrome.
Okay.
I was, most of you will recall, I was using Brave for quite a while.
Yeah.
I ran into a problem after some updates, and I was having trouble with opening some things in Brave, and I never went back and figured it out. I just started using Chrome again. However, using Chrome, everything, all your browsing history, everything that you're doing ends up being available to Google. Using another browser like Brave or Opera or Firefox, your information doesn't end up getting added to the mountains of history in Google. But I'm not too concerned about that personally.
I've been using.
Some people get upset when they go out to Amazon and they take a look at, maybe they take a look at, you know, a new vacuum cleaner. And then they go into Facebook and find they're getting ads popping up for vacuum cleaners. That's because they're all sharing information.
I've been using Firefox recently. For some reason, Chrome has been a little bit unstable for me, but Firefox has been doing a good job, and that was my preferred browser for years and years. So I'm
Okay.
back with Firefox.
You
You
shouldn't.
went, I think, well, I don't know, what's the current browser statistics? I don't know.
Whatever happened to Netscape?
Oh, it went away a long time ago. I really liked it, but it went away years and years ago. 20 years maybe?
Well, didn't that end up being what Firefox is?
No, that's Mozilla. And Mozilla's been around for almost as long as Netscape. Someone did buy Netscape though, I can't remember. Might have been Microsoft.
Here's the current browser statistics. Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and others.
I'm still using Netscape with AOL.
That's right. The AOL did have Netscape, didn't they?
That's right. Netscape.
Yeah. I do like the new Edge much better than the old Edge. I will say that.
I do too.
Now, I find some people still using Internet Explorer because we showed them how to do that a couple of years ago. And it was okay back then, but now Internet Explorer is just, it hasn't been updated. No security patches in it for quite a long time. So it's better if we don't use IE anymore.
A lot of people use IE is because they have all of their
Too dark.
bookmarks on it. They don't realize that with all the other browsers, you can export all your IEs into the new one.
Yeah, and you don't even have to export them. You just open it up and let me show that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Let me show that. Let's take a look
Browsers
at.
ask you initially if you
Here.
want to import from someplace else.
Here's we click on the three little dots up in the upper right-hand corner. We go to bookmarks, and we go to import bookmarks and settings.
Right.
We click on that, and it comes up and says, where do you want to get them from? Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, an HTML file that you might have that you're saving them in, and you just click import, and it brings them all over for you. And that's true in Chrome, it's true in Edge, it's true in Firefox. You can always grab your bookmarks from another browser. And that's one thing that gets confusing when you're using multiple browsers. Sometimes you don't have your bookmark. You're always in Edge when you're doing XYZ, but now you decided to go over to Firefox and now you can't find XYZ because the shortcut's not there. So you really need to import your bookmarks to the new browser that you've decided to use.
And you don't have to use just one browser. You can have 3 or 4 browsers on your computer and switch them off. I found on some programs, one browser works better than the other, and you just have to pick and choose.
How about importing emails?
Your emails are up in the cloud, Larry.
Yeah, it depends on the email client, if they're stored on your computer or they're in the cloud. Places like Yahoo and Gmail are all in the cloud, but Outlook, a lot of Outlook is on your computer.
Only if it's Microsoft Office Outlook.
Okay, and if you have something like a CenturyLink account, once it's downloaded to the computer, it's not on the cloud anymore, and it may only live a short life on your computer.
CenturyLink doesn't download to your computer, does it?
I don't know. I haven't had a CenturyLink account for many years, but
Many years ago it did, but now it's up in the cloud.
Yeah.
They just have an email carrier, just like Comcast. It's just up in Comcast.
What is the other one? It starts with an E, and that one is Earthlink. God, I hate getting something from Earthlink because you have to authenticate yourself before you can even receive something from them. And then if you send something, they have to authenticate it on the other end or it doesn't get sent. It's very
I don't
strange.
think I've gotten something from somebody on Earthlink in years.
I have one friend that's been on Earthlink forever. And so every time I get something from her, it sits there a while before it lets me in or lets me send or receive.
Let me in, let me in. All right, well, I am going to sign out of my portion now. And
How do you transfer Earthlink into the cloud email?
Earthlink is in the cloud. And you can't transfer your emails from one thing to another. In other words, if you're on CenturyLink and you decide to go to Comcast, you can't take your emails with you.
Only way you can do that is send every one of them to yourself.
Oh, some of them allow you to download the emails to your computer. You can archive them to your computer, but you can't send them up to another carrier.
Yeah, I was trying to transfer everything from Earthlink to Gmail.
The only way I know to do that is to email every one of those to yourself that you really want to keep. Throw away the rest of them.
Okay.
Charlie, I like your camera, the zoom in and out. That's great.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. And I can blur the background or change it too, and a few other things. It just does it all by itself.
That's good.
Okay, we've hit the 7 o'clock point. Time to switch gears.
Dick gets to put on a new hat.
George?
Oh, actually, I think it's probably either George's turn or Grover's turn.
Okay.
George is first.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If I get my screen back. Okay. Which I don't have right now. So I have it on the other computer. So we're gonna postpone the Pledge of Allegiance and we're gonna go right over to Grover for the announcements.
Well, Mary's got the American flag up there. Why don't we just pledge the allegiance?
Okay, that
There
sounds
we
like a
go.
great idea. Everyone all set? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United
States of
States
America.
of America.
and to
And to the republic
for which it
which
stands,
stands
One
one
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
justice
and
for
justice
all.
for all.
God bless.
Okay, I got a few announcements. I'm needing some office staff on the desk. I need at least 2. So anybody that's had any office experience or would like to try to learn how to do the desk from, right now it's from 10 till 2. I'm 9 till 2 on these since got our hours changed. And election day will be December the 1st. We're going to hold it in the office from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you will have to come in the office and vote for whoever you want to vote for the board or the officers. And we're going to be taking nominations up till November the 1st for all positions on the board, officers and all. And get a hold of Linda Corey. She works the desk on Wednesdays, or if you call the office, we'll see that she gets a hold of you. You can nominate yourself or somebody else.
You running again, Grover?
Grover?
Yes.
Also, all of that information can be found on the bites on page 6.
Mary, your question got cut off.
Grover, are you running again?
Okay, I'm all done. You can take over, George.
Okay, I have one announcement to add. Our next meeting for the club is on election day. We are still going, even though it is election day, we are going to have a meeting. And we're not really sure yet, depending upon the cultural center, if it's going to be a regular meeting or a Zoom meeting. So you're going to have to keep an eye on the bites for details on that. And if it's a Zoom meeting, that means you'll be able to attend the meeting, look over to the TV and see who's winning the race. Also, because you're at home in Zoom, you could either be opening up a bottle of champagne to celebrate or a good bottle of bourbon for your sorrows. Choice is yours. And you just to keep an eye on the bites, and we'll let you know exactly what's going on as we know it.
Hey, George.
Yes.
Yeah, Ron Mushan, could I defer back to Grover? I heard someone ask if he is going to rerun. I think he needs to let people know who has turned out in what offices.
I'm
going to be running for the board position.
Need to use the washing machine.
Who else has turned out, though? I think the membership needs to know who can no longer hold an office as an officer because they've turned out.
I believe on our next fights, there's going to be a list of everyone.
I thought maybe he was going to use the dryer or washer.
What was that last comment? Didn't catch it.
I think that was background conversation.
But I got one more comment I'll make. They're having a big meeting in November. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to see we have a meeting right in the Cultural Center for December. Hopefully that'll work out.
If we have one in the Cultural Center in December, will that mean that we'll have voting as normal on that night?
Yes, if you'll notice, we're holding the voting on the day that we would normally have our meeting.
Does that mean that we would also be able to vote like right before the meeting?
It will be, if we can get used to the Cultural Center, it'll be just same old, same old.
And we'll keep everybody up to date on our website.
And if you guys have any questions, I'm in the office every day from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. Or better yet, just come in and say hello.
What's the limit on number of people in there now?
I haven't been real sweet with the leader of the Cultural Center. I haven't had any problems, and we've had a lot of people in there.
What specifically do you need people to do if they volunteer in the for the club?
Well, if they're going to volunteer on the desk, they're going to have to be able to sign up members. They're going to have to know the proper procedure to give out computers. They're going to have to learn how to enter everything on the computer that we're doing now to store in the cloud. So we used to do it on paper. It's a little bit more expensive than it used to be, but I'm going to tell you, just like tell everybody that comes in there, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
And just to emphasize that, the work in the office, in the computer club, you don't have to be a real computer geek. You just have to care about people and about the club. Okay. And right now we're going to switch, and we're going to announce the Volunteer of the Month. Volunteer of the Month is Lydia. Everyone knows her from the office. I think she's been there since like 2002, and she runs our back room. So we decided to present her with the Volunteer of the Month. And we will give her a plaque when we see her and a token of our appreciation. And at this point, we're going to start with the monthly favorites. And the monthly favorites is called I Love PDFs. This is it's a online program, so it takes no space on your computer, and you're able to work with PDF files. You can completely merge files, split files, compress files, and organize PDF files. You're also able to watermark it and add pages, add page numbers to it. It's really a useful program. And I started using this a long time ago. And what I use it for is when I get my monthly bank statements, I get them in PDF form. They're usually about 10 pages long. I cut them down to just my part that I need and clip it to the previous month. So after 12 months, I got all of my my bank statements together all in one spot. I can ship it to the cloud and save it for posterity. One of the nicer things about this, I tried to see how big of a file I could get on it, and I found a PDF of the Bible. It has 742 pages, and it's the size of it is 575 megabytes, which is a problem because it's hard to send a file that big. So you are able to compress that one. And I compressed it. And I got it down to about 2.5 megabytes, which is very easy to send by email. I think you're going to enjoy this program. Take a look at it. It's right on our website. And this is what it looks like. And as an extra bonus on the PDF, well, they don't have it anymore. Oh yeah, they have another link on here with I Love Pictures. And here's a complete watermark, editor, and compression for images. So it's right on our website. Take a look at it, and I think you'll enjoy it. And now I'd like to introduce Mary, who's going to give us the next presentation. Mary, you set? guess not.
No, Mary's got
Uh,
He's muted.
I just need to share my screen.
unmute yourself, Mary. There you go.
Okay, I need to share my screen.
Oh,
Okay, I got it. Share screen.
there you go.
And that, close that, and change this. Okay. Okay, some of you who were with us earlier saw the screen background that I had. And that screen background was a project that I did. It took me about, just a few minutes to create it. I downloaded a YouTube video that was about 2 hours long. And I found this video editor. It's free. It's very easy to use. You can download it from www.openshot.org. I think you'll find that it's very easy to use. Like I said, you can download it for Windows, for Mac, for Linux. Anyway, I created that. I took that 2 hour long video and I found 3 little clips in it that I wanted to save and join together. And from that, I created a 1 minute video, which turned out to be a really nice background for Zoom. Okay. The product that I'm talking about is called OpenShot. It has a number of different tools that are used. The layout that you see on the screen. Wait a minute, some of these controls are hiding what I want here. So let me see if I can move my toolbar here out of the way. Let's see if I can just close this. I guess not. Okay, that's going to be in our way a little bit. Up at the top, you'll see a number of icons. These are for the main tools that you'll be using to open and create and save the project. On my next screen, I'm going to go to it and then come back. These are the different icons that you have available. You can open a new project. You can open an existing project, and when you do that, it gives you a list of your recents if you want to open a recent project. You can save, you can undo and redo, and then to insert images or videos or any audio files into the project, you can hit the plus sign, or you can just do a simple drag and drop. You can choose and edit your profile. You can go to full screen, and the last thing you want to do is to export your video that you created. Going back to our other screen, in this window here that's marked 3, you have either project files, transitions, or effects. This particular view that's showing here is called the simple view. I'll show you later another view that gives you a lot more information on the page. The next thing you have is a preview window that shows how you can, that shows the progress that you have in the video. If you hit the play key button, you can actually play through the loop. At the bottom, you have a toolbar that is for editing. You can add new tracks. You can snap 2 tracks together, or not tracks. You can add 2 clips together, images or videos or music clips, whatever they are. You can add a marker at a particular point and create transitions between clips or other effects on a clip. You can go to the previous marker, the next marker, and you have a zoom slider here for increasing and decreasing the time on the time ruler here. So right now it's set for 20 seconds. This can go all the way up to something like 7,000 seconds, which I haven't bothered to figure out how many minutes that is, but you'd have to have a large video to be able to want to do that. But typically I work in like 3 to 5 and 3, 5 or 15 second intervals. I find that that's really easy to work with. The tracks down here is where you place the items that you want to move from your project files or transitions or effects down into a place in the as you're progressing in your during your development. Like I said, you can also insert your images strictly by just highlighting them and dragging and dropping from your File Explorer. And then from there, you simply move whichever items you want into the timeline. And this is called a playhead, and that is where the play back here is happening at the moment. You notice that in this play, you've got 3 different clips that were copied from the top. You have this one was copied here, this one to the middle, and then this one over to the outside. These blue areas is where the creator of this video has moved it over the top of the previous one in order to make an automatic transition or fade from one into the other. And then you can place on top of that, whatever kind of fade or transition you want to make. This is one I've been working on, and you notice this is a title that I've put over the top of this clip and a portion of this clip. And then at the end, I also put a title over the last item in the session. The different tools that you have for the editing of what is on your timeline, we've already gone through that, but you can add a track. The snap tool joins 2 clips together. This pair of scissors is also called a razor, and it's for cutting and trimming a particular clip. But I found a better way of doing that is just to right click and select transition, and you have a whole lot more, you right click and you can tell it that you want to save both sides. You want to save the left side or the right side. And so it's very easy and more accurate than using this trim tool. You can set the marker, go to previous and next. And then the last one is to center the timeline on the playhead. I've never used this one and I haven't quite figured out what that does. There are a number of preset animations that are embedded in the application without going to having to do a lot of input. You can snap items together. You can split things apart. You can lengthen and shorten different items. You can, starting at the top, you can do a copy, and then you can copy a clip. You can copy an effect. You can copy the entire timeline. You can change individual properties. You can fade in and out. You can fade slow and fast. You can fade from the start. You can fade from the end. You can fade the entire clip. You can animate from the start or the end or the entire clip. You can set the zoom ratio in and out. You can make it fast or slow. You can set the location to and from, and that can go fast or slow. On the rotation, you can rotate right, left, or you can flip the item. Try flipping a video. I've done that, and it has some strange effects. You can resize the layout. You can maintain the ratio. You can distort the whole layout of your item. You can change your timeline from normal speed to fast or slow, forward or even backward. You can freeze frame, or you can freeze and zoom in, and you can set the duration of that from like 1 second to 30 seconds. You can set the volume. You can set something to, you can set a starting point, an end point. You can attach it to the entire clip. You can set the volume level for the entire clip at a particular percentage, or you can fade in and out. You can separate the audio from the video, or if you have an overlay of sound on top of an image, you can separate that. You can do a single separation with a single clip separation, which takes all channels, or you can do multiple clips, and each clip will be on will have separate channels. You can slice, as I said before, where instead of using that scissors tool, use the slice tool, and you keep both sides, the right side, the left side, and then you can also join those together in a different way. You can use the transform tool to easily apply a whole number of different actions all at once. You can, on the display, you can show the waveform for audio, or you can show the thumbnail for an image or video. And the properties, it has a whole list of all kinds of detailed adjustments you can make to a clip, and I'm going to be demonstrating that shortly. And the last one is you can remove a clip, and you can do it this way, or you can just hit the delete key, or you can hit the backspace key when you're on that clip. There are a whole lot of different shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that you can use. I'm not going to go into the details of this, just wanted you to know that there are an awful lot of these that could save you time if you wanted to use them. This is another format that I have started using, and it's very easy to do this. You see the little bars here and here and here. This allows you to resize the different things. Now, you noticed in the previous view, the simple view, you had a filter, and you had, the filter would say like project files or transitions or effects or whatever. Well, what I did was I filtered to bring the properties of whatever clip I'm working on over to this side. It makes it a lot easier to make transitions. And then the individual project files, which again would be video, audio, or images. And then this is your preview pane showing you what is happening. This is one that I've populated, and this is what we're going to look at next. These particular values can be changed. And right now, it's set on this clip right here. So these are the values related to that. And you'll see in there that you'll have the duration. Where is it? I don't see it right. Yeah, the duration of the clip and where it's positioned, where it ends, and so forth. All those values are in there, and you can change positions and do all kinds of different things. Again, I have a title that I've placed over the top of these two sections, so they will appear during the video. Okay. Now, the same image could look like this if you choose the light theme. The other was the dark theme, and that's the only difference between the two. So that's the end of that. Let me close this up. Okay, close that. And now I'm going to show you what the video looks like that we're going to be playing with next. And like I said, this started out over 2 hours long, and I think it's like a minute and 1 second long now. And you notice the title running through the middle, and it just disappeared because that's as far as I had it listed for that particular clip. And this is a third clip in that grouping. I can't remember how many I put together. This is a space guy flying through the city. And in a minute, you're going to see him turn around and come back at us. And at the end of this clip, you're going to see he's now landed and he's just walking through this, whatever kind of world this is. So this took me only a few minutes to put together. It really wasn't long at all. Close that one out. And now this is what the actual project looks like. And you can see this is how we can adjust each one of these sections. And this one I should be able to grab. For some reason, I'm not able to. I'm not sure why. You can also see these icons up here. You can also grab one of these and totally separate it from the others. You can go up here to view, and on views, right now I have it on advanced, but you can also go here and say show all, and every single one of these will be in its own separate little window, and you can bring each one of them forward as you want. But the simple view is how it's delivered initially. If you look through, you'll see that this is my title that I have. Let me see if I can move this out of the way again. Move it just down here. And if I play this through, whoops, move this back to the front and start playing this through, and you'll see the same thing that you saw just a minute ago. Okay, and all I did to bring this in was I took individual frames from here and moved them down into position. I resized them because each one of these was close to a minute apiece, and one of them was like 4 or 5 minutes, and I thought that was way too much. So I just scaled them down to the time that I wanted them to show, and just snap them together with a tiny bit of, I think this one has just a tiny bit of overlap, and another one does, but it's just an easy transition. And the last one I have, and I hope Rosemary doesn't mind, but I chose to create a video from some of her artwork. And I'm going to show you how to actually make some of these transitions. I'm going to play for you now, and then we'll talk through how I created each one of the components. If you notice, okay, this I had as a title screen, and then now you'll notice that at the bottom of the area there is a, it's kind of like a watermark, but it's showing in here as a title, and that is going to stay across the entire timeline until it gets to this point. I'm going to stop this just for a minute. And you see these little blue marks here. These are the marks that I've chosen to start or end a particular effect. And so all along this path, you'll see that. Now, until this morning, I only had, matter of fact, I just started this yesterday, but this morning I only had these 3 clips. And then I got down and I said, well, I better figure out if I really know how to do this again so I don't stumble during the presentation. So I added 3 more. So it's a little longer than it was, but I will show you how I created all of this in a minute. We'll add a couple of things to the timeline. And now this is going to go away, and you'll see the effect that I have in some of the other sections. Basically zooming in and out. Some of them are from the outside in. Some of them are from the center out, and some of them are from a corner and just bringing it up to a final point. And then this is the end. And so I'm at the end, I'm going to stretch this along the entire path to make sure that I have that signature at the along the entire path. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to change this timeline a little bit, make it 15 seconds, so I can add some more here without, actually I can just drag this along anyway. I'm going to pull this next clip in. Let's make it just a hair further. So let's move this marker in. Let's move it just to there. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to bring this one so that the last thing we see is this image here. So I can go over and I can right click on this and transform this. And you notice I have, well, wait a minute, before I do that, shoot, I set that before I wanted to. I need to set a marker. I'm gonna set a marker right there at that head. And I want to, let's make this a little larger. Whoops. I didn't want to change the ratio. I'm going to start this like so. I want to come down. And right now it's at a scale of 1 to 1. That's fine. Something has happened here. Well, I'm not quite sure what just happened. Bring that in like so. I'm just going to start that like that. At the end, I'm going to move my marker to the end, maybe not quite the end, just to here. And I'm going to set another marker. And I'm going to tell it that I want to where's my scale? And let's see where that takes us. I think I want to make that a little larger. So I'm going to end up just like that. And I'm going to change this to a linear. And I'm going to change this and click on it. There we go, to linear. And we have our transition to linear. So now I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to test that out, see what happens. So that's the end of that clip. We'll bring this one in, add it to this timeline. Okay, and now I'm going to put another mark there. And let's see, how do we want this one? Transform this, and maybe I want this one to start out really small. Here's my okay. Make that 0.2. And then we're going to bring our mark over here to the end and I'm going to mark it again. Oops. And now I want this to be maybe at 1.5. See what that does. And then I'm going to move it in so that both of them are in the picture. And I want to change, whoops, change this so it's also linear. When you do the other kind of modification like this Bezier, it sometimes gives you a very squirrely kind of movement. So this is good to set it like this. Now, let's play this back. I'll go back to that previous set and I'll see what this looks like. So now I can go back up here and I can go to the start of my timeline and I can grab this, whoops, and this is my signature for the bottom. I'm going to move my timeline out a little bit so I can see the whole thing. And I'm going to grab this and make sure that this ends at the same spot. So now we have the entire play section and we're what, about 1 minute and 23 or 4 seconds. Now, what I could do to make that last one a little smoother and not seem like it was going so fast, I could increase this timeline by just stretching this out. And let's go back to our previous marker. And let's do that again. Oh, wait a minute, something didn't click. Let's go back to the beginning. Oh, my marker's still in the previous spot. So I'm going to pull that right back in. Okay. And now, if I'm happy with this, and what happened to my, there we go. Okay, I've got a funny looking thing here. Why does that do that? Okay, now I'm going to export this video. And all I have to do is hit this, and you have all kinds of options for exporting this. I don't know what's wrong with my cursor. Anyway, my cursor is killing me. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, I could change this from 720p at 30 frames per second to 1080 or even 4K. I can change it from an MP4 to 20 or 30 different other video formats. I can change it to a DVD. I can change it to many different things, AVI, whatever. But I'm going to save this as is. I'm going to say, if I can click on it, there we go. And now it's starting to render the final video. And this will take, it won't take very long. It'll take a couple of minutes, maybe a little longer. Actually, it says it'll take 1.54 minutes to do. So that's not too bad. And then we'll see the final product. But overall, I think it was an extremely easy thing to do. Rosemary, I hope you're happy with what I did. And if you send me your email address, I will email you the project and the final video that I created from this. And you can modify the project however you wish.
I am so flattered, Mary. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. And when this is finished, we'll all see what it looks like. But this is something I just found a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was pretty good and very easy to use. And within 5 minutes of clipping out the sections that I wanted from the other video, or just watching through it and deciding what I wanted, I was able to create a 1 minute video out of a 2-hour video in anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And I thought I was pretty happy with the results.
Mary, while we wait for it to finish,
Yeah.
is this a free program?
It's absolutely free. You can get it at openshot.org. It runs on Windows, Mac, or Linux. Click on the done. I'll close this up and we'll go find it. Let's see, it should be here, and it should be, let's see, it should be here. And here's the video it just created. Okay, I don't need that. Whoops. Get rid of all these things. And this is like I said, it's 720, which is the default. You can set it anywhere from like 144 all the way up to 4K. And I think there was even an 8K setting, but I don't have any equipment that an 8K would be reasonable for. So I thought this turned out really nicely. And you saw how simple it was. All I did was change a couple of settings and move a few things around. And it was very easy to do. The title that I have down here at the bottom, I created that. There's a selection on the main toolbar that says title. And you click on that and you select the font you want. You select the where you want it positioned, how you want it to look. And then you can, let's see what, you can modify it. It creates an SVG file, that's scalable vector graphics, and it integrates with Inkscape to do that. It also, for some of the animations, if you have Blender on your computer, you can use a lot of the extra capabilities of Blender, and both of those are set. Let me bring that project back up. If you go into Edit, I think it's Edit, and Preferences, and under the Preferences, you notice I have a link to Blender and to Inkscape on my, oh, this is to InkView, that's why. Okay, it should say Inkscape, so I need to browse and put that right. But both of those are available at Ninite for free. They're excellent image creation tools and modification tools. I've used Inkscape a lot. I have not really used Blender at all, but, and you notice this says Humanity Dark as the theme, and one of the things in the presentation I did had the other theme, which is the light theme. It's just called Humanity. So those are settings that you can change too. You can change the volume. Oh, another thing that I did not do in the other one, you can grab the entire clip, and there's video over the top of the other video that I did, and I could just take, let me close this up. I could take and grab all of those, select all of them, like this, and I could go up here, and during the export process, one of the options was to save video only, save audio only, or to separate out the two, or to keep, you know, or I could lay it, or I could go down here, and if I wanted, I could bring in a music track and just lay it the same way I did the title. I could lay that music track down here, and it would play through the entire presentation or the entire video. So those are all kinds of things that you can do with this program that I think are just phenomenal. And the ability to change your view to whatever you want it to be. And for some reason, this one's not working tonight. It's always worked for me before, but I'm not sure why it's not grabbing now. But that's the end of mine. So I can turn the screen back over to you if you'd like. So I will stop sharing now.
Mary, I have a question. Is there a
Sure.
limit to the amount of video you can have? You can have a 2-hour video or,
I did that. I did the turtles. Let me bring the turtles back up. I did the turtles on a 2-hour video, but I downloaded a 20-hour video and input it. That was the first thing I did. I wanted to see how large I could bring in to this.
oh,
I
okay.
input it in here. It was 541 megabytes and didn't have a problem. It loaded right in. So there's no limit. There's no limit on how many you can create. There's no limit that I'm aware of that, there's nothing that says that it's going to go away. It's open source, absolutely free. And bringing back let me find my turtles.
Mary, can you use this program in conjunction with old VCR tapes?
Oh yeah, I think one of the options was VCR too. Let me see if I can go back in there and bring it up. Okay, what happened here? Let me go back into that and I'll look and see while we're talking. Let's see.
Hey, if you want, you can share the screen again and show us.
Okay,
Okay.
let me go back to, whoops, I have to get out of this. Let me go back, share screen. And, okay. Something just happened here. Here we go. Zoom unexpectedly quit. Background, so Zoom hasn't quit. You hear me?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, well, for some reason it said Zoom quit.
Something must be working in Zoom. I see you. I see George.
Ooh, that's not good.
Mary, may I interject something? The question was, can you use VHS tapes? That was the question?
Yeah, can you create a VHS tape format? I believe so.
Okay.
That's what I was going to go and look at.
What I was going to say is that I've used a number of these movie programs. I've never used a free one, but I've used a lot of VHS tapes, but I had to convert them to digital first. I could digitize them to AVI or any number of formats. Once you have it, you can put it into the program like you're saying. But when you render it, you're going to have to put it into like an MP4 file, and then play that file into a VHF. I'm sorry, I'm saying VHF, a videotape player or recorder or some type. In other words, you have to convert it back to VHF.
Yeah. Let me look in here and see just how many ways I can render this. Let me go to, I can re-export this, and let me look at all the different formats. Okay, I can do DVD. I don't know what device means. Blu-ray.
Device means
web,
playing it into something. Playing it into a recorder.
playing it directly into something. Okay. Now, let me click on this one and see all these different things that you can save these to. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't all the way to 4K, but it is to, we've got 1080p at 60 frames, and I did output a video to 1080p 60 frames and played it. But you can see all these other different formats. Some of these are international formats. There you go, VGA widescreen. Oh, you were talking about VHS, not VGA. But yes, you can do VGA, but not VHS.
The difference that I would say is that every one of these formats is digital. VHS
Okay,
is
you can do 4K UHD. You can do 4K ultra high def, and some of these are international formats that we don't use. But there are all kinds of different things you can do for the, this shows all the different formats that you can output to as far as the format of the video. I use MP4 for just about everything. And you have high, medium, and low on the quality. I always leave it on high, and you can also, here we have export audio and video, or you can export just the video, as I was saying before. And this image sequence that's down here, that's if you have a whole series of different things that have like the same file name followed by a 1, 2, 3, 4, so forth. You can import all of those together just by entering the first one. If it sees a number on the end, it'll ask you if you want to import the entire sequence. So that's kind of interesting. And then you can reset your profile and video settings and audio settings. So there's an awful lot of power for something that is really free. I've been really pleased. I thought it was extremely easy to use. So I can stop sharing again unless somebody has another question I can answer on any of these.
Yeah, Mary, I have a DVD that I had converted Super 8mm movie to. The only thing is I hear projector noise when I watch the movie, so I'd kind of like to convert it to some kind of a soundtrack that's more pleasant than projecting noise.
Well, what you could do with this is you could input it to this, separate out the audio, just get rid of the audio, and then pull in anything that you wanted to use as an audio track. And this comes in layers. So the top layer is going to be what's going to be shown on top. These things are transparent. So your audio is going to go at the bottom. And you notice here that when you open this up, you're going to have 5 tracks normally. You can always add additional tracks. You can also delete the tracks very simply just by clicking over it and telling it to delete or doing a backspace on it. I've been using 2 or 3 different layers. I have another project in mind where I'm going to let me move this around someplace where it's not in the way, where it's going to be stacking up many different layers, different images. And what I want to do is create a little green screen that sees through one to the next. So as it transitions, you can see the next image behind that image. So as it flows through the timeline, you're just going from one image to the next, but you're going through whatever window or door or whatever area is blank. I think that'll be exciting to do too. And this is a perfect tool to be able to do some really phenomenal things, and it doesn't cost anything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm stop sharing.
Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank
You're
you very,
welcome.
very much, Mary.
You're
And,
welcome.
we have one more section, then the raffle. For the raffle, there's one member that doesn't have a name, just a bunch of numbers. If you can go into your picture, hit the 3 dots and change your name so we know who we can get the prize to, We appreciate it.
George, that person's already gone.
Oh, okay. The next thing is we're going to discuss something that's already on your computer, and it's the our calculator. Our calculator can do so many more things than just punching in numbers. You can convert currency. You click this and it gives you an up-to-date it converts temperatures, Fahrenheit to Celsius. There's a time one, which is really neat. You can convert different time. And it's really useful. I took the time one the other day, this afternoon while I was working, and I have an anniversary coming up in 2 days. And the calculator told me that we were married exactly 5,479 days on our anniversary.
And it only seemed like forever, right?
Well,
yes,
it didn't sound too impressive to me. So I also figured out it's 4,829,000 8,901 and 760 minutes or hours. And that sounded like a long time, but not too long.
I don't think I want to do that. It may be too scary.
4,031,585,609 minutes. So you can go into data. A lot of people are looking for new computers, and if you get a 7 terabyte, that's 7 million megabytes. When you're trying to figure out all this stuff, it's easy to get confused. This is real helpful to you. So go to your calendar, your calculator, look around and play with it, and you can find a whole bunch of neat things. And at this time, we're going to start the raffle, and I'm going to switch it over to Rose.
okay.
Rose, you need to share screen and go to your screen.
I don't really need, no, I don't need to share the screen.
Oh, okay. That's
No.
up to you.
But as you came in, I put your name in my trusty little crystal ball bucket here. And again, we have 4 raffle prizes. George, do you have a pic? Oh, you're going to get the
I'm getting the raffle.
Okay. So George has a picture of the 4 possible prizes. So as I call your name, then you'll need to choose one, and then you'll be able to pick it up at the club office. Okay, so here we go, mixing them up. And the first winner is the one with the number who left.
You must be
already.
present to win, just so
Yes,
you know.
Charlie Burns. Yay, Charlie.
Thank you.
Charlie, can you see those 4 pictures? You gotta put your finger on the, or unmute yourself there. Or maybe I can unmute you.
Just press the space bar, that unmutes
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't see the picture yet.
It should be on the screen. It says raffle prizes. No? It's your 4 options are wireless mouse, a wall charger, stylus. Those are the pens you use to write on a tablet or the phone, and a 16 gig flash drive. What's your preference, Charlie?
A 16 gig.
16 gig. Okay. Okay, prize number 2 goes to, let's see, is Harold Howard still here?
I am.
He is.
No, Harold,
No, not Harold Nixon, Harold Howard. Don't see him. Okay, so we'll pick a different one.
it pays to stay.
Pays to stay. Rosemary Sexton.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Rosemary, this is your night.
this is my night.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
I
What's
want the wall charger.
wall charger? Okay. Prize number 3 goes to Ron Mushong.
I'll take the wireless mouse.
Wireless mouse. And the final number 4 goes to Shannon Jones.
And I'm going to give it back to someone because I don't have a cell phone or anything to use the stylus on.
Or a
But I
tablet.
will give it to Dick if he wants him. You want him? He doesn't want him.
Or I can
We'll
pick
give it
another
back.
one. I can pick another
another.
name.
You do that.
I'll pick another name. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, so through the generosity, we have Mary Fleener.
She's still here.
Did she leave already?
No, I'm here.
Mary? Okay, Mary, you get the stylist. You want to give it up also?
I think so, because I have stylus I use with my phone, but it's embedded in there. And I really
Okay.
don't need a stylus for anything else, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so I should pick someone else? And
Yes.
let me check. Okay, he's already gone. I'm checking the names again. Is it Fran? Fran Robitil.
Can I pass as well?
You want to pass as well? Okay.
Maybe you ought to ask if anybody wants it.
If anybody
That's
wants
a
it.
good
How
idea.
about Richard Bader?
That's also.
You're going to pass as well? Richard, I didn't hear you.
Said I will pass as well.
You will pass as well. Okay. Of everybody who's left, is there anybody who wants to be on the list or get the stylus?
I'll take it.
Larry Ekman. All right. Congratulations, Larry.
Thank you.
Ron,
Thank you, everybody.
Ron, Rosemary, Charlie, and Larry. The prizes will be at the club office with your name on them. So if you are still out of state, they will be still at the office waiting for you. Okay?
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, and just a reminder that voting day is going to be our next Zoom meeting. We believe a Zoom meeting. And I hope to see you all there. And we're going to stay online for a little bit in case anybody has any questions, comments, or suggestions?
George, isn't the voting going to be in the first meeting in December?
No, but
He means the
Trump Biden. Trump Biden.
political.
Oh, the
Political.
political. Okay.
The political is our next meeting date.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you for coming, everybody.
And I'll see most of you if you can make it on Thursday afternoon at 2:00.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for
Enjoyed it.
having us.
Thank you very much. I got to help my granddaughter move to New Jersey Thursday.
Oh, good.
Good.
luck. Thursday
You,
is our
you can use
anniversary.
your cell phone and get on while you're in the car.
Oh, okay. Good idea. Thank you.
Does she want to move or you just, I'm going to get rid of her this way?
Thank
Oh, you have a safe trip, Larry.
Bye.
Yeah, it's just a Fort Myers to lug some furniture to help load the U-Haul trailer.
I was reminded of a picture I saw recently, and it had to do with homeschooling, with, you know, how the mothers are having to teach their kids. And this little girl says, "Mother, was I adopted?" And the mother says, "Not yet, but I only placed the ad today."
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my.
I like
Mary,
that.
Mary, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because we're always looking for people to teach classes, and right now Dick is doing online, I'm doing online, George is going to start doing online. Would you consider maybe putting out there this program that you're doing and do a
Sure.
class on that?
Sure, I can do that again.
Take a
And
look at.
It was so easy. I mean, like I said, every project that I've worked, more time has been spent doing the research behind it or pulling things from other sources than actually doing the project. And
Now, whether you would get anybody, I don't know, but take a look at the November calendar.
Here's one.
Hey, take a look at the November calendar.
Okay.
And choose a date. We usually do from 2 to 4. But if you want it differently, I can put it on the calendar differently.
Okay, let
And
me
then
think about
we
it just a
still
little
have
bit,
people. We still have people register through the club, so that
Okay.
if you do a Zoom, you would get a notice, and then you can connect with them on what the link would be.
Okay, and I've talked to Rosemary and Shannon, or we kind of talked in the background of another meeting about putting together some kind of photography, art, video kind of SIG that, so I think that would be a really good thing to do.
That would be great.
And I think Donna Whalen would be another person interested in that.
Take a look at the calendar. Let me know by about the 20th. I got to have the calendars ready for the next month.
Okay. Well, I'd like to have some topics before I volunteer to put something together. So if anybody has any ideas of what they'd like to talk about, let me know and I'll put something together.
There you go.
And we'll have
Or
a
you
share
could
session.
do a generic, Mary, you know, with
Right,
photography.
we'll do
video.
some kind of a share session.
Yeah,
Of,
there you go.
different ideas on ways to do things and maybe building on some of the things that have come up in Dick's class that others might not be interested in, but we want to focus on a
Right.
little bit. So if either, I'm going to put my email address out to everybody. So if anyone wants to contact me with the subject, let me know.
Great, thank you. And then let me know what day you choose and what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to kind of look at my calendar too, because I've got
Yeah.
a number of things that I'm working on now.
Okay.
But okay. I think I just volunteered for something else. Or got volunteered. I ended up getting volunteered for something else about a month ago that I wasn't planning on, but this just
Ah.
adds to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and if you can't, you can't, but
No, I
like-
think this would be something that I enjoy. So
yeah,
as
great.
long as there's interest and other people want to participate, I'm game.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this. See you next time.
Yep.
Take care now.
Been great.
Have a nice week. All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Good night, people.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Night.
night.